Today on Leelalicious, we are making instant pot beef noodle soup. This recipe is based on the Uyghur Lagman soup. My mom was born in Uzbekistan and she grew up eating the soup and then continued making it when I was growing up. So this is a favorite for many generations already. But our version today, we're going to make in the pressure cooker. Start by collecting all of your ingredients. It may seem like there's quite a few ingredients, but don't worry, we're adding them to the pot almost all at once and then your hands-on time is done. First up, we have 1 pound of beef cubes. You can use any kind of stewing meat. I can get these stewing beef cubes, but I actually like to cut 1 cube, ends up being about 4 smaller pieces. Before we are adding any of the vegetables, the beef needs to be browned. Because everything needs to be added to the pot almost at once, I like to prepare all of my vegetables before I start browning the meat. So first up, there's 1 large onion that needs to be chopped and 3 garlic cloves that need to be peeled and minced. Then I peel and dice 2 carrots, as well as 2 medium potatoes. Lagman usually includes a type of radish as well, but this can be difficult to find. So to substitute that, I either use a rutabaga or a sweet potato. We need about 1 cup of that diced vegetable. Next, we also need 1 bell pepper. Yellow, orange, or red work best. First I de-seed it, then cut it into slices, and then chop them even finer. And that's it for vegetable prep. So let's get started on browning our meat. Start by preheating your pressure cooker. Press the saute button. Once it signals that it's hot, add 2 tablespoons of oil. Let that oil heat up for a little bit, and then add your small pieces of beef. You want to saute the meat very well until it's fully browned and actually has some seared pieces. Then add your chopped onion. Cook the onion until it softens and turns translucent. While it's cooking, the onion will release some liquids, which will help you to deglaze the pot. Scrape up any brown bits that may have stuck to the bottom of the pot while browning the meat. Now stir in your minced garlic and cook it for another minute or so until it turns fragrant, but be sure not to burn the garlic. Now we're completely done with the prep work. You press the cancel button on your pressure cooker to stop sauteing. And now we're just adding all of the other ingredients. First up, let's add all of the vegetables we just prepped. Carrots, potatoes, sweet potato, and bell pepper. And a can of diced tomatoes. Now we want to move on to the spices that give this soup its unique flavor. First, we need 1.5 tablespoons of salt, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, and some chili flakes or cayenne pepper for a little bit of heat. Also add in 1 star anise pod and 2 bay leaves. Now for the final ingredient, water. We want to fill up the pressure cooker to its maximum pressure cook fill line. This should be about 2/3 up from the bottom. Depending on your pressure cooker, you may have a marking for it or not. It usually ends up being somewhere around 2 to 2.5 liters of quarts of water. Alright, now we are ready to pressure cook. Close the lid of your pressure cooker, turn the pressure valve to sealing position, and set your pressure cooker to cook on high pressure for 8 minutes. And because this is soup, the pressure cooker will take quite a bit of time to build up pressure before the timer starts to count down. Usually there's about 25 minutes of pressure rising time for me. Alright, while the pressure cooker is doing its thing, it's time to prep the noodles. You may have noticed we're making beef noodle soup. Where are the noodles? Because the meat and vegetables take quite a bit of time to cook, any type of pasta would totally overcook in that time, so I'm preparing it separately. And this is actually the traditional way too. The traditional Lagman noodles are actually hand-pulled and then cooked. And you add them to a bowl and then add the soup on top. We are going to assemble the soup in a similar way, but with store-bought pasta. You can use either fresh or dry pasta. You can use any type of Asian long noodles or fresh Italian pasta. Be sure to check package instructions. They usually cook very quickly, probably just a couple of minutes. First, bring a large pot of salted water to boil, then add your long pasta. I'm using fettuccine this time. I also like linguine or spaghetti in this recipe. You want to cook the noodles only to al dente texture, then drain the pasta water and rinse your noodles with cold water. Also drizzle a little bit of oil over them so that they don't all stick together while our soup is finishing. Once the pressure cook time is up, you can release the pressure. However, with soup recipes, a lot of liquid tends to escape if you're doing a quick release. So instead, I recommend letting the pressure release naturally for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you can quick release any remaining pressure. Add a small amount of noodles into a bowl and top them with the delicious beef and veggie broth. To finish your perfect bowl of soup, add lots of chopped cilantro or parsley and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and cooking along with me. If you end up making this recipe, please leave me a comment. I love hearing from you all. See you next time.